we had a very,
That really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light. Okay.
That all-star presser should have been a glorious display of sisterhood, yet Kelsey Plum's words instantly crushed that facade. Plum decided to spill the tea, exposing a hidden truth that changed the entire vibe. A single awkward giggle and a sharp remark did more than just single out Caitlin Clark. She aimed for a public execution of Clark's reputation, but Caitlin's newfound silence just broke with a truly stunning retort. Drop a Team Double C in the chat if you are riding with Caitlin through this. At the post-game mic, Plum threw shade at Clark's whole squad for missing that dawn meeting regarding those viral protest tees. The digital world absolutely imploded once those words hit. Tension filled the air as Sabrina Ionescu's eyes practically rolled back. A minor dig ignited the most legendary pettiness the league has ever witnessed, and now Clark's clapback is truly stinging. Here is the backstory. The league's biggest sensation, Caitlin Clark, was actually sidelined for this specific All-Star showcase. Nursing a strained groin, she stayed low-key and away from the cameras, which really should have been the end. Instead, she was blindsided by the most blatant disrespect in league history, all centered around a simple piece of clothing. Every star stepped out in striking black shirts, demanding their fair share of the revenue. "Give us our due," the message screamed, though the internet quickly mocked it. Supporters cheered it as a landmark moment for fair wages and professional dignity, a rare instance of bitter rivals finally finding common ground. However, the curtain was quickly pulled back to reveal this was no organic movement. It was a calculated maneuver from an early morning huddle, something Plum described as deeply moving. She claimed it was an impromptu decision by the group during a secret sunrise assembly. The narrative was perfect until she completely destroyed the vibe with a single reckless comment. While explaining the origin of the protest, Plum could not help but swipe at Caitlin Clark. She basically said, "I am not trying to be a snitch, but Clark's crew was nowhere nearby." I hate to be a whistleblower, but Caitlin's side was totally absent. Hold on, Team Clark. They were completely oblivious to the drama brewing inside the locker room. During All-Star Weekend, rather than basking in their collective strength, Plum shifted the focus toward those who were missing from the room. She traded sisterhood for scrutiny, turning a group message into a pointed personal attack. Honestly, some wonder if Clark should even bother helping these people get their bags after this. Intentional or not, naming names felt more like playground gossiping than professional veteran leadership. It certainly worked. News outlets pounced, and the fanbase immediately fractured. Through it all, Clark was just staying in her lane, yet she somehow became the symbol of a divided league. The kicker? Kelsey tried to play it off as a harmless prank, but the punchline landed with a thud. This backfired spectacularly, fueling the fire for Clark's critics while turning Plum into a viral villain. All while Sabrina Ionescu sat there, witnessing the train wreck. Sabrina had been putting in insane hours, running 6 miles every evening while waiting for basic league respect. Meanwhile, serious issues faced by female athletes were being buried without a second thought. Critical projects went unfunded and unprotected because the people in power simply did not give a damn. Ionescu's face was pure cinema. She clearly was not feeling the vibes. Kudos to her for the "here we go again" expression. It was absolutely absurd to watch. Her look spoke volumes. She knew the second those words dropped, the backlash would be nuclear. Turns out, she was dead right. Let us be real. Excluding Team Clark from that huddle was a calculated move. Clark is the primary reason people are watching. Do you honestly think her squad's absence was a fluke? Or that not a single league official or top veteran bothered to loop them in? With massive grins, they strolled toward the court, ready for some hoops. But the atmosphere shifted once they noticed the message waiting on every locker. Hidden in plain sight were shirts boldly demanding a paycheck for what they felt was owed to them. Honestly, this entire situation feels fundamentally twisted from the very beginning. It appears they orchestrated this stunt while excluding the one player who actually generates revenue, Kelsey, seeking the limelight, chose to target Caitlyn. By attempting to insult Caitlyn, she merely highlighted her own obvious and burning resentment. These athletes are becoming harder to support every single day. Their loud demands for more money fall on deaf ears. Everyone realizes that 90% of those funds come from a single individual, Caitlin Clark. The players, the fans, and the executives all know it. Now here is where the situation finally exploded. The digital world erupted, but not in Plum's favor. Instead of gaining sympathy, those jerseys triggered a massive wave of anger. Critics labeled the move performative and slammed the league's hypocrisy. They attacked Plum for publicly targeting a teammate who was physically unable to defend herself. Plum's supposed moment of triumph quickly devolved into a total public relations nightmare. A single remark transformed the elite weekend into something resembling a petty schoolyard squabble. Caitlyn didn't retaliate immediately. Her silence, however, carried more weight than any insult as she watched the drama unfold. When she finally broke her silence, she didn't just fire back, she completely flipped the script on everyone. The entire showdown took place right in the middle of an Instagram comment section. Plum shared a celebratory photo, likely expecting praise, but Clark managed to hijack the attention once again. She posted 6 simple words thanking her for the Nike advertisement. The internet went absolutely wild over that legendary move. Here is the catch. Plum represents Under Armour, whereas Clark is a Nike face. By posting that image, Plum accidentally gave her main competitor free marketing. That is the defining factor. It proves that Caitlin Clark operates on an entirely different level than her peers. She didn't need a televised rant or a formal briefing. She didn't even bother mentioning the woman's name. She proved she is a master strategist, while the others play games, knowing her massive stats dwarf their petty complaints. She understands her star power and the massive responsibility that comes with being the league's main attraction. The WNBA isn't just growing because of her, it is effectively being kept on life support by her influence. They distance themselves and insult her supporters, yet shamelessly leverage her massive popularity to demand higher paychecks. You cannot play both sides, insulting her in public while reaping the financial rewards of her massive popularity. Former basketball titans are now speaking up, condemning how Clark was treated and criticizing Plum's unprofessional behavior. When championship winners call your actions embarrassing, you have crossed a line. True icons know to nurture the next generation. It is sheer madness to wage war against the individual who is single-handedly bankrolling your entire sport. Let's be honest for a moment. Caitlin Clark is far more than just another name on the team roster. She is the main event. If that sounds dramatic, just look at the cold, hard data. The proof is undeniable. Caitlin Clark is the only one driving the massive ratings. Once the word spread that an injury would keep her sidelined, ticket values plummeted by 50% overnight. 50%. Prices cratered by 50% the moment she was scratched from the lineup. The entire market buckled instantly. Think about the insanity of that. This isn't just being liked, it's raw, quantifiable economic dominance. While their protest shirts made the evening news, the actual financial impact walked out the door with her. Once she vanished, the game's worth cratered. Their attitudes are becoming unbearable, and they haven't earned these massive raises. Without Clark, their ratings are non-existent. Their blatant lack of respect proves they are unworthy of more. Their descent has officially begun. Now, let's look at what Stephanie White had to share. I haven't spoken with her since last evening, but she appears to be making some physical recovery. Breaking reports confirm that Caitlin is officially sidelined for the upcoming Tuesday matchup against New York. Frankly, I wouldn't count on her hitting the court this coming Tuesday. Is this showcase about to feel more like a lackluster local scrimmage than a prestigious professional event? The reality is plain. True excitement cannot be faked or forced. True stardom isn't noise-driven, it's earned, and Clark holds every single receipt. Now she's hoarding victories, massive contracts, and prime coverage. while the rest of the pack is still trying to flip social media posts into unpaid sponsorships. Bottom line, this league is staring down a massive crisis. It isn't that she hogs the camera, it's that the entire stage feels hollow the second she leaves. Everyone demands their piece of the pie, yet no one wants to admit the oven goes cold when she isn't playing. When the smoke clears, she is the engine driving the money train. She's the only one actually moving the needle. Seriously, are we even watching the same game? Her missing just one night drags a very ugly truth into the light. This situation exposes exactly why the industry can't find its footing. Because the current system is fractured, failing both the icons and the institution, leaving a messy puzzle with no easy answers. Is this the alarm bell the league finally hears? Or will they continue to snap at the very hand keeping them alive? Drop your thoughts below. For more deep dives like this, smash that like button and join our community by subscribing right now. Don't go anywhere, the future is wild.